Good morning, beloveds. You can tell that there's been a bit of moisture because my hair is huge again. It rained kind of all day yesterday, and last night the thunderstorms were something else. We went to dinner on Thursday night's dinner with the family of choice, and we went to dinner and we were standing outside getting ready to leave. And I was just watching the lightning behind one of my friend's heads. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we got home. And I don't know about anybody else, but it's been a really busy week for me. So I dropped off. Like, I dropped off. And I woke up at 12:30 to thunderstorms. And went, okay. So, yeah. All right, we have a very Science of Mind title today, so I'll be interested to see who the author is. Divine Science. Okay, it's one of our roots. So, it is March... Excuse me as my voice decides to duck out on me. March 22nd. Our title is Applied Truth, and our author is Nona L. Brooks, published in Divine Science Monthly in September of 1932. So, Divine Science, yes. Nona Brooks was one of the founders of Divine Science. So, okay, applied truth. The thing that deters many from realizing prosperity and permits them to suffer today from world disturbances is that they have not applied their understanding of truth definitely and concretely enough to the problem of finance. To demonstrating along that line, poverty is just as great a mistake as disease. I like to tell the story of 2 Kings 4th chapter. A widow appeals to Elijah for help. She is very poor and her 2 boys are to be taken for debt. This was not unusual in those days. The prophet asks what she has in the house. She has only a pot of oil. She is told to borrow from her neighbors every jar that she can get, to shut herself and her sons in, and pour the oil into the empty jars. The woman did as she was told, and the oil poured until it filled every jar that she had set. Life is always doing this. It always meets our every positive expectation. Every jar that we have set is filled. In the early days, I set my jar for health and got it. Now I set many jars for supply, joy, companionship, and many other God-giving blessings. Okay. Okay. I respect Nona L. Brooks. But. You hear the but coming. Okay. I do have a problem when we talk about poverty, just poverty, okay? I have a problem when we talk about poverty. And the reason that I have a problem when we talk about poverty is because we have a number of systems set in place that keep people in poverty. And all the metaphysical thinking in the world is not going to get people out of poverty when there are systems deliberately designed to keep people in poverty. All right. That being said, I'm going to set poverty aside for a moment. Okay. I'm just going to set finances and money aside. I think that New Thought is very well meaning when they talk like that. But I think that is the reason why New Thought has to be part of the social justice, because there are, as I said, in both poverty and health, in both poverty and healthcare, there are systems set in place that were designed by people, designed to keep people in poverty and in, I hesitate to say poor health, but they are denied access to good basic health care because it's too expensive. And again, that goes back to keeping people. So that is one of the reasons why New Thought does have a social justice, and Science of Mind does have a social justice aspect to it. Because it's like, look, we can treat all we want, but we also have to move our feet and dismantle the systems that are set in place that keep people stuck. When people's basic needs are met, then we can talk like this. But until every living being on the planet's basic needs are being met, stuff like this, it falls hard on their ears. Okay? So, but I do want to go back and say, for every other aspect, we're going to set aside money and we're going to set aside health care. For every other aspect, I am fully on board with her. Okay? And I'm not saying that it doesn't work for finances, and I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but if you are fighting a system that is designed to keep you in a place, so, and because she does say at the end, she says, supply, joy, companionship, and many others. And to a degree, we can talk about health, because, you know, some of that is, you know, definitely, in my case, with my health, I'm basically healthy, but I do have a specific challenge that I'm working on that I can treat, but I also have to move my feet, which required a change in what I was eating. Okay? So yeah, which is then allowing my body and all those good, you know, those good vibes and treatments to work. So, you know, every now and again, we have to remember that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and we don't practice hardball metaphysics as often as it would be a nice thought if we could. I am human, okay? Spiritual being having a human experience. But for all of the rest of the like, for joy, for happiness, for peace, for all of that, I'm willing to set out all of my jars, lock my doors, and pour my oil. Okay? Although not with companionship. If I lock my doors, then I'm locking people out. But you know what I mean? You know, I can treat and apply the truth. If I want more friendship, then what I want to do is model the friendship that I want. You know, I want to be the friend that I want, and I want to be the love that I want. They say you teach people how to treat you, okay? And that's part of that, and that's the applied truth. You know, how I treat myself teaches people how they can treat me. And you know, there are people, and I've encountered them, and it's like I have boundaries, you know, and it's like, if you're not going to treat me the way that I believe that I deserve to be treated, I believe that I deserve to be treated as a beloved expression of the divine, you know, I'm not talking anything more than that, then I don't have to be around those people, you know, because other people will come into my life that will treat me that way, right? They will show up. I firmly believe that. I have set my jars out. And all of that other stuff, you know, I'm willing to set the jars out, and I'm willing to pour the oil. So, and in a lot of cases, what I'm going to do is I'm going to embody that which I want. If I want friendship, then I'm going to be the kind of friend that I want. And if I want love, then I'm going to be the kind of love that I want. And if I want peace, then I'm going to, when we say embody, I'm going to do all of the things in that style of peace, or in that style of happiness, that will attract the like to me. And when by going back and using that 2 Kings chapter 4 story, it goes back to what we call mental equivalence. and when I used to talk about cups, we talk about cups of gratitude. Why are we talking about cups of gratitude? Why are we not talking about swimming pools of gratitude, right? How big, or acceptance, I'm sorry, I meant wrong word. Saying, well, no. So, it's like, why am I lifting up my cup of acceptance? Why is this as much as I'm willing to accept? Maybe I can trade it in for a bucket. What am I willing to accept? Maybe I am going to trade it in for a swimming pool. In her case, she set out all of these jars. You know what? That was her mental equivalent. That was her cup of acceptance. She got several of them. And I suggest that for you too. Don't let that be the size of your cup of acceptance. Because that line she said about God meeting you with your positive expectations. Let's see. Life is always doing this. It always meets our every positive expectation. Every jar that we set is filled. And that goes back to the idea of we're always planning for everything that could go right. Why don't we think about all the things that could go, or we're always planning for all the things that could go wrong. Why don't we ever think about all of the things that could go right? So that line from Nona is the mission today should we choose to accept it. It meets our every positive expectation. Set all the jars out. It's like shoot for the moon. Even if you miss the moon, you still land among the stars. Whatever it is that you are doing, shoot for the moon. Set all the jars out. Even if every jar is not filled, it's more than you started with. So, that is the mission today. That is the mission today. Positive expectations, because life truly wants to meet our positive expectations. I do believe that the divine takes joy in our positive expectations. So, let's try that for a while, because the negative expectations haven't been working. Or rather, they have been, and we don't need more of that. So, all right, the other mission is the same mission I give you every day. It's the reminder that self-care is spiritual practice. If you live a life of service, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So please make sure to take care of yourself. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Be it one thing, be it three things, be it all the things. Practice on yourself. You are your own best test subject, but more importantly than that, you deserve your own love, your own kindness, and your own compassion. All right, beloveds. I'm going to remind you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark on the social medias that we are on. I am the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on, so I commend that to you. I just lost my train of thought because I just remembered it was one of my coworkers' birthdays. So I have to send her a little happy birthday. She's a little under the weather. I feel bad. So nobody likes to be sick on their birthday. So, I'll send her something to at least bring a smile to her face. So, yeah, sorry, got off track there. Social media, go like, subscribe, share, follow. When you subscribe to the YouTube, it notifies you when we upload new videos. So, be aware of that. And then, yep, I guess, email info@creativelife.org. That gets you on the constant contact. So, if you want to know what's going on in the center, and you get one email a week, especially important right now while our website is being rebuilt. So, check that out. And yeah, no, I think that's it. So I'm just going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a Friday, a looking forward to the park day, a wrapping my week up day, wrapping your week up day, enjoying the earth after the rain day, listening to the birds sing, and enjoying the has sprung here, is spring day, all of that beautiful fresh light green day, a good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. As I like to remind you, you are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right, beloveds, explore the truth of you. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because I can make you one promise and one promise only. The person that the divine knows you to be is good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Whew, I do need to get off and get ready for work, so I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. after I go to the park. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.